everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Malaysia Business Chamber Vietnam, MBC, and American Chiropractic Clinic, SCC live webinar today. Healthy spine and mind, the best defense to COVID-19. My name is Serene Chong. I am the committee member of MBC, and I'll be your moderator for the next hour. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. Please mute your microphone upon joining if you are not a speaker. If you have any question during the meeting, you may send a direct message to the Q&A chat box and I'll bring them up during the Q&A sessions. MBC is a non-governmental, non-profit, and non-political organization. Established in 2000 back then, we had one clear objective: to provide a safe, quality-oriented, and proactive network for the business community in Vietnam. It has been more than a year since COVID-19 was declared as a pandemic. The outbreaks, the wave of COVID, the dominance of the current Delta variants have led us encountering a year of loss, separations, anxiety, and uncertainty. These traumatic experiences have truly given us human beings, a huge lessons. Nothing can be more important than our body. To practice a healthy living, to stay fit and strong is a necessity and the least we can do now to help ourselves and the whole nation to fight against the disease. With this regard, we are honored to have invited a specialist, American Chiropractic Clinic. SCC is the first chiropractic clinic opened and registered in 2006 under the Ministry of Health Vietnam. Branches in Ho Chi Minh City, Da Nang, and Hanoi, with well-qualified and experienced doctors from United States, Canada, France, New Zealand, and South Korea. Victoria Healthcare, FV, WeMake, and American International Hospital has been partnering with them for their expertise. And we have a very special guest today from SCC District 1. He born and raised in New York, ambitious to be a doctor of chiropractic at a young age. He active in sports since he was in high school. He knew he not only wanted to help people who were in pain or disabled, but also wanted to help athletes reach peak performance. After completing his undergraduate studies, he moved to Southern California to attend the Los Angeles College of Chiropractic. After his graduation, he was in private practice for 10 years, 5 of which he also tutored interns as associate faculty of his alma mater. He aiming to bring chiropractic to areas of the world where it was underrepresented. 2 out of his 8 years practice and consult in several Asian countries with the International Medical University in Malaysia. He was practicing with the Chinese Olympic, where he had the honor of guest lecturing at the Beijing Sports University. In this webinar, he guides us practicing healthy living, as well as talk about how it's closely connected to the spine, brain, and immune system. Ladies and gentlemen, on the note, we bring to you Dr. Marc Tafuro. Welcome,
Hello,
Dr.
everybody.
Marc.
Thank you, Serene.
My pleasure.
Should we wait for more participants or?
No worries, Dr. Marc, you can go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. What the presentation about is having a healthy spine and having a healthy mind, and what is the best defenses you can do right now against sickness and disease in general, and just having good overall health, which will help you and help all of us in the battle against COVID-19. Quick history about me. We could go through this really quick. I'm a graduate of Los Angeles College of Chiropractic. I've been practicing for 18 years, 10 were in California, 5 was as associate faculty at the Los Angeles College of Chiropractic. Practiced and consulted in several Asian cultures. Vietnamese is now the latest one. And I was also a consultant for the Chinese Olympic team from 2018 to 2020. I was at ground zero, so to speak, for the coronavirus pandemic. I was in China when that went down. They locked up the Olympic program is still locked up. So We all know how dangerous COVID is, and we want to have the best practices so that we remain healthy. So with that, going into what I do as a chiropractor and how that relates to the spine and also to the immune system. Chiropractors deal primarily with the spine, okay? Spine has several very, very important functions. Number one function of the spine is it serves as the anchor of posture. Everyone always tells their kids to sit up straight. It's very important to sit up straight. Why? Because we now know that posture is involved in good breathing. It's involved in good overall health. It's involved in early childhood brain development. So posture, very, very important. And the spine is the anchor of posture. Another thing that the spine does that's very important is the spine directly connects your shoulders to your arms. It directly connects your pelvis and your hips to your legs. Therefore, the spine is the engine of movement. Okay, so posture, movement, very important. But perhaps the most important thing that your spine does is it actually is the protector of the most important part of your body, the most important organ system, which is the nervous system. Nervous system is the brain, the spinal cord, and all the nerves in your body. It's the internet of your body, sending messages back and forth to the entire body. And it also directly relates to your immune system, which fights off foreign invaders like viruses and bacteria. Okay, so when you think spine, think posture, think movement, and think communication with the entire body. Better the nervous system functions and communicates, the better the whole body works to maintain optimum health. This is a short speech today. We could talk forever about the immune system and how if a virus, like even COVID-19, were get into your body, like the different signals that would be sent back and forth between the brain to your glands, to your immune system, back and forth. So again, you want to have a good functioning nervous system because it helps your entire body, not just the immune system. So unfortunately, many of us have been quarantined, and I was fortunate enough when I got locked down last year to be locked in an Olympic training facility so I could still work out. But what are the health risks of being inactive during quarantine? Okay, so what do we want to do so that we are healthier while we're in the situations that we're all in? Okay, as I mentioned earlier with posture, 90% of the stimulation and nutrition to the brain is generated by movement of the spine. You want to keep the spine moving. That is one thing that chiropractors do. We see where the spine is not moving correctly and we get it moving again. We get it articulated better so that it moves better, which will help the brain communicate with the rest of the body. Some of the things that happen as well when the spine's not working properly is going to be weight gain, okay? Immobility. You're gonna gain weight, okay? So that's one thing that's important. And another thing is joint stiffness and loss of range of motion, okay? Why is that important? That impedes the blood flow and the nutrients. Again, blood carries not just oxygen, but nutrients throughout the entire body. Those nutrients supply and are needed to keep the discs moving, the joints moving, and the bones and the overall nervous system in a healthy stage. Okay, immobility poses many, many risks, okay? Increase in chronic pain, especially in the back and neck and shoulders, negatively affects the mental health with discomfort, headache, irritation. When you don't feel well, you get more irritable, okay? It's the same as if you're very hungry, you get more irritable. That's a stressor on the body. Okay, that's something that takes away from the immune system too, because the body is fighting other stresses. Okay, ultimately shutting down the immune system. Okay, so what are some of the things that we can do to gain a healthy spine? Most important thing is sitting up straight. Okay, goes back to good posture. Proper spine alignment is very crucial to support health because inflammation responses in the body will help maintain a strong immune system. If you're hunkered down like this and low, you're not breathing as well. You're not going to get the oxygen going through the body. You're not going to be able to send the signals to your body, so you won't be as healthy as you can be. Eating a healthy diet. We don't have to spend too much time on this. Everybody knows what a healthy diet is, you know, not eating too much, eating enough to fuel you for your daily activities. Your daily activities should include exercise, and we have a brief exercise portion that we can go over at the end. Okay. Exercise and stretching at home. You want to maintain a healthy weight. Okay. One of the things we've noticed throughout dealing with COVID the past year is that people who have good vitamin D levels have a better chance of fighting off COVID. Okay. Vitamin D is fat soluble. If you have too much excessive fat, there's going to be too much vitamin D going into the fat. It's not going to bind with some of the viruses that are in the body. Okay. So that's why people who are healthier weights, they do tend to fight off COVID and other viruses a little bit better, fight off chronic disease. Stretching exercise at home boosts the immune system, makes you feel good, and improves stress and elevates your mood. Okay. Sleep well. Okay. I could do another presentation. I've actually done presentations in China on sleeping that I could take hours. Okay. Sleeping is very, very important. You should get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, because as we list the things there, reduced risk of illness, weight loss or maintenance, there's weight loss again, positive perceptions and mood, improved cognition and memory, physical flexibility and strength. We talked about that earlier. Enhanced reflexes and coordination, increased energy for work and creativity, increased testosterone. Those last two are important. Testosterone is important if you're a guy. Men who get less than 6 hours of sleep a night, they usually have the testosterone levels of someone 10 years older than them. Okay. As far as increased energy for work and creativity, people who sleep less than 6 hours a night, they tend to forget almost 30% of what they learned just the day before. So you want to be able to sleep well. And I always get asked the question, what is the best mattress to sleep on? What is the best pillow to sleep on? And the answer is the one you're able to sleep the most comfortably for 8 hours a night. There is no proper mattress or pillow that works for everybody. Okay. Yeah, chiropractic adjustments, chiropractic treatments. What is it that we do as chiropractors? That is our founder and director, Dr. Wade Brackenberry. You see in that picture right there. He was the first chiropractor legally into Vietnam. He's right there working on someone's low back, the lumbar spine. What chiropractors do is we feel and interpret the spine, and then we do precise adjustments to where the spine isn't functioning properly, where the spine isn't moving properly, where there's improper alignment. It helps with certain things. It helps on a very quick level. Most people say it feels good and they feel better and they feel like energy. That's good. But we also know that there's other things that happen inside the body as well with a chiropractic adjustment. As we said earlier, when the spine is aligned and moving properly, there's going to be a great communication between the organs, the nervous system, and the immune system. Okay. Adjustments on inflamed areas reduce stress on the nervous system. I am skipping that real quick, the top one that I just did, because I want to touch on this very quick. Boost the production of interleukin-2 and immunoglobulins. What are those? Interleukin-2 or IL-2, that is actually a protein which signals the white blood cells in your body. When you think white blood cells, think immune system, okay? It stimulates what's known as the natural T cells and the T cells and the natural killer cells. So IL-2 actually it motivates your body to attack foreign threats. We know that chiropractic adjustments, for example, boost the production of IL-2. And immunoglobulins, it's a big fancy term. You've probably heard the regular term before, antibodies, the parts of your bodies that go and attack the different viruses, the different bacteria that enter your body. we know that those are enhanced by chiropractic adjustments as well. Now, what this tells us and what we can infer is that when people are getting chiropractic adjustments and it is boosting certain nervous system markers and which are boosting certain immune system markers, that you will be better able to adapt and to fight off diseases, okay? That's for all diseases. I'm not making a specific claim about COVID-19. That is for all diseases. Okay. How chiropractic can help improve immunity. We go a little bit again into when you're suffering with spinal health problems, such as a disc syndrome or spinal degeneration, sciatica, that's when pain is going down the leg. The state of inflammation makes you more vulnerable to illness. We know again that in general, people who are more inflamed have a harder time with COVID. They have a harder time with a lot of illnesses. That's why people who are diabetic, for example, which is a state of constant inflammation in the body, they don't do as well with COVID and they get sicker, okay? Chiropractic treatment reduces pain caused by those chronic diseases, which can help reduce inflammation. But as we said, it also increases the immune biomarkers, the IL-2 and the antibodies, which can correlate with an improved immune response. Okay. Really quick, the American Chiropractic Clinic, it is the first chiropractic clinic opened and registered in 2006 under the Ministry of Health in Vietnam. We are a fully legal entity, of course. We have clinics in Ho Chi Minh City, two actually in Ho Chi Minh City, and we're opening a third one. We have an office in Da Nang, and we also have an office in Hanoi. My colleagues, they are from, I'm American, of course. We have Canadian colleagues, France, New Zealand, and we have a doctor from Korea in the office that I work in as well. That's the District 1 Clinic, 99 Windu in Ho Chi Minh City. We do treat a lot of things, but I don't like to think of us as just treating particular conditions. We're there to basically help you improve your overall health and give you guidance, okay? We do that by using our techniques for helping with spinal degeneration, disc syndrome, scoliosis, sciatica, as I mentioned before, just a whole bunch of problems. Foot problems, for example, we have our custom-made orthotics. It's probably the best system in the world for people who have flat feet, runners who have arch conditions or something like that. And we also treat sports injuries as well, which is, you know, kind of my forte, having worked with the Olympic team in China. There is our beautiful staff. I am in the 99 Windu office. And we have offices, as I said, we have an office in District 5. I believe we're opening an office soon in District 3, I believe. And there's also a current office in Hanoi. We have 2 doctors there, and we have Dr. Ed, who is from France, in our Da Nang office. So now we can open up the floor to some questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Marc. Now I can understand why chiropractic is being viewed beyond back pain to more spinal hygiene nowadays. And that I can see people often do today. Once they understand the benefits of chiropractic care, people will come in for periodic maintenance, assessment, and adjustments. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get into our Q&A sessions. Dr. Marc, we have this question from the floor asking, is there any easy physical exercise that can strengthen our breathing systems?
Oh yeah, we're actually going to do, I think I'm going to do a presentation where I'm going to go through sort of a home exercise program. And there are some exercises that will help with breathing. When you're talking about breathing, just really generally, you want the rib cage open, you want the spine to be straight and aligned, and we'll have some exercises for that as well, because that'll help open up the diaphragm. The diaphragm is what helps control breathing.
Mm-hmm. Good. So now we learn about lung health as well. Thank you, Dr. Marc. We have another question as well asking, how do we reduce the soreness of stiff neck? Or how do we get rid of stiff neck?
How do we get rid of a stiff neck? Well,
yeah.
Well, Stiff necks, well, stiff necks and stiff backs in general is something that usually falls under the chiropractic purvey. We do help a lot with that. So I would say try one of our offices. We will be open again next week. We have a slight shutdown because of some of the policies in Ho Chi Minh. But when we're up and running again, everyone can make an appointment. But what do you do at home? We're going to go over that and some of the exercises we'll do soon, Serene.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you, Dr. Marc. All right, guys, due to time limitation, we won't be able to answer all your questions live. You may contact SCC directly from their Facebook page or email them at scc@scc.vn afterwards. Now we should move to our next session, which is a lot of us are looking forward, which is the 10-minute stretching sessions. So stretching on a regular basis is also important to protect our mobility and independence. It keeps the muscle flexible, strong, and healthy. And we need that flexibility to maintain a range of motion in the joints, which help you to be away from the joint pain, strains, and muscle damage. With this regard, Dr. Marc has prepared us a demo of full body stretching exercise that you can do at home or anytime, anywhere without any equipment. Dr. Marc, please.
Okay, thank you again, Serene. What I normally do for my patients is I'll do spinal exercises that are directly related to their spinal conditions. If they have MRIs or if they bring in x-rays, or usually we send people out for x-rays, this way we're able to give them personal and specific exercises. But I went through and I looked at some exercises that I could do for more of a general audience. So I came up with this exercise program, which doesn't take too long and people can do it at home. As Serene said, you can do it without any equipment. This first exercise right here, all you'll need is a floor or a table that you can lie on, or a bed, and you put a towel underneath your neck and you just gently push back. You don't have to push into your head, and you will be able to return the curve to your neck. The curve in your neck is very important. We see a lot of kids these days, they're texting on the phone, their neck gets very, very straight. As I said, that leads to early childhood brain development issues. You want to be up, you want the head to be back. So this is one of the exercises that we use for returning a curve to the neck. This exercise right here is a spinal twist. This exercise is very good we were talking about stiff neck earlier. This is for a stiff low back. This will also help to rehydrate the discs in the low back. So people who have disc problems, this could be very good for. It's just a very good stretch in general. This one, again, it's probably maybe a little too technical for this right now, but I'll explain it anyway, because we probably have a very smart audience. The spine, when you're looking at it from the sides, in the neck, you want to have a 45-degree curve. In the mid-back, you want to have a 37.5-degree curve. And in the low back, you want a 35-degree curve. Don't worry about numbers. Nobody has a perfect spine. We're looking for a functional spine. And this exercise right here, what it's doing is it's helping you to get more curve in the low back. If you have more curve in the low back, you're going to take pressure off the discs. That's going to stop from having herniated disc. It's going to help prevent sciatica. This next exercise is very, very easy to do. You lie down on your bed, you lie down on the floor, and you just put a towel underneath your neck and back. It says lie still and relax for 20 to 30 minutes. If you can do it for 15, that should be enough. But if you can go more, that's very, very good. And here are some of the fun exercises. What this one does is it helps, again, to stretch out the low back. And as you see the arms extended, it helps to stretch out the chest too, okay? And again, you don't need any fancy equipment. You need a floor, maybe a mat, so you could lie on, or a blanket, or a towel, and a wall. Here's another one. This is my beautiful assistant, Hannah, who's demonstrating for us in this picture. This one is just people all of a sudden, they're worried about slouching, okay? All you need to do is just put your back against the wall as close as possible and just hold it for 4 to 6 minutes. 5 minutes should be good. And that, again, that'll help to not just the low back, but that helps open up the chest for breathing. This is another exercise. It's a funny looking one. We call it a frog or sitting frog, but what this does is, again, it's helping to open up the hips. It's helping to open up the shoulders. When you open up the shoulders and chest as well, that's going to help and assist with breathing. And it also helps the mid-back. This one is another important one. Again, people sometimes they slouch, their shoulders get rolled forward. This one, it's hard for people to see the camera if they're looking at me. What you want to do is you basically want to touch your scapula or your shoulder blades together, okay? Without moving the shoulders back and forth. They stay, and you just kind of move the scapula. If you build that up, your shoulders won't round as much, your head won't slouch as much. And this one, this is called wall clock. This is, again, another thing that's great for the neck. Its primary purpose is the shoulders. And it'll also help to open up that chest again. And anytime you open up the chest, you're going to help with breathing. And here's, I think this is the last one I had for everybody. You might need a chair for this, or you might be able to do this on a bed if it's low enough, but you basically lie down on the floor and you pick your legs up onto the bed or a table or a chair, whichever is right around knee height. And this one is not only going to help the shoulders, but it's also going to help the low back and the hamstrings. And it'll also open up again. It'll help with breathing and open up the spine. And that's the end of the presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Marc. I have a quick question. Actually, it's a question for myself.
Sure.
I'm curious, actually I read a lot of articles, but I still can't find an answer. So I have my workout habit. I do workout every day, and I keep searching for an answer. Should I do my stretching before workout or after workout to achieve the best results? What do you suggest us?
It's an excellent question, Serene, and we know that stretching is important. But what we know now is that science always changes, but we know that it's probably best to get cardio in. The warm up should be like your stretch. It's your cardio. Then you should do the bulk of what you're going to be doing. I love to lift weights, so I'll do a quick warm up, treadmill, maybe sprints. Then I'll do the weightlifting. Then the stretching comes at the end. Right now we think the stretching should come at the end.
Okay, sounds good for me. This is what most of the time I'm doing. Actually, the reason I love stretching, the biggest reason that I fall for stretching is I feel so good after that every single time. It's also train our posture very nicely as well.
Oh yeah, no. Stretching is great, and it's the same with yoga. Yoga is excellent as well for posture and breathing. So it's along the same principle.
Exactly. Dr. Marc, I have to bring out a few more questions because it's too interesting to not to bring it up to you. Sure. So we have a question. Just try to make it as condensed as possible. We have a question from the floor asking, in several days, I feel hearing a crunching sound at my lower back after sleeping. Is that a serious problem?
It's hard to diagnose just off of hearing things. It might not necessarily be serious. It should be something that's checked out. But usually what that is something that's called crepitus. Crepitus is when the tendons or the ligaments that are connecting the bones and the muscles are snapping over the bones. And that's usually a sign that things aren't aligned properly.
Sorry, Dr. Marc, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. I'll really quick, what that is usually that's called crepitus. It's when the ligaments and tendons that connects the bones, they don't, they're snapping. So there's improper alignment.
Okay, good. We have another question again. I think that is a lots of question that most probably from your clients, I guess. So they ask, how long does a chiropractic adjustment session take for lower back pain degeneration? Does it get hurt?
How long does it take? The session itself usually takes 5 to 10 minutes, but we do other forms of rehab in the office. So that could sometimes go to 30 minutes. We do personal rehabilitation, which those sessions can take an hour. So time-wise, depending on the seriousness of the condition, it could be really quick, or it could take some time. So yeah.
Sorry, Dr. Ma, I'm not sure whether it's my connections issue. Your voice was keep cutting off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hope our participant heard it. Yeah, we still have a little bit more time. Perhaps we can answer a few more questions if you don't mind.
Sure, not at all.
All right, we have one more. How many treatments does one person require for, let's say, injured ankle?
For an injured ankle, it depends on the injury. If it's a sprain, we call a sprain like a grade 2 sprain where there's a partial tear of the ligament. Those can sometimes take as few as 6 to 8 treatments. Sometimes they can take about 24, depending on different factors. If I were to put that into time-wise, you're talking about maybe 2 weeks to up to 8 weeks.
Thank you, Dr. Marc. I'm not sure if you can hear me all right. Because for the past 1 minute, your voice still keep cutting off. Yeah. Are you able to hear me all right?
I am able to hear you, Serene, yes.
Good. One more question. Looks a more serious question. Yeah, so that question is about, I'm having severe disc degeneration at C3 to C4 position for around 2 years. I gave a indication from my doctor for using pain relief and supplements. For me, my condition has not improved due to continuing neck stiffness and numbness on my left hand. Please advise me, what should I do to treat completely my problem?
Okay. When you're dealing with degeneration, you don't want to just treat the pain. You want to be able to get the neck moving again. That's one of the conditions that we would definitely advise people to come into the office so that we could check out. We would probably want to see MRIs and X-rays as well. So to treat the degeneration, that's something where I would advise someone to come into the office.
All right. We are running out a bit of time. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you, Dr. Marc. To disclose a little bit more about Dr. Marc to you guys, Dr. Marc does enjoy weightlifting, combat sports, cooking, and reading. He was training towards his black belt in the Israel Self-Defense Forces martial arts and has taught self-defense courses for women and children as well. All right, just to say, if you would like to reach Dr. Marc for his expertise, please contact their Ho Chi Minh branch in District 1 or make an appointment on their website, www.scc.vn. Yeah. All right, Dr. Marc, before we draw things to a close, do you have anything you would love to add on?
Just telling everybody to take care and be safe. We're all going to get through this. And we'll see you when we're ready to see you so that we can take care of your health.
Yeah, that sounds good. Dr. Marc, I'm looking forward to meet you in person as well. I have never met you before.
Same here, Serene.
Your profile is just so interesting that I can't wait to meet you, Dr. Marc.
Thank you, Serene.
All right, guys, we have a few messages we'd like to convey to you. We are a community beyond businesses. We are also here to spread love and care. We wish to let you know that we are in this lockdown together. If you need support, stay virtually connected with your loved ones. Lots more phone chats, messages, and video calls. We wish you could hold a strong conviction with us. Very soon and one day, this pandemic will be over and we will all be able to meet each other in person freely. Take it very positively, guys. For those who don't used to exercise, don't you think it's the best time ever to build out your workout habit? Maybe starting with a 5 minutes beginner workout a day and combine with Dr. Marc's stretching routine. Believe me, you will feel so good afterwards. Hang in there, guys. We will make it through again. Once again, thank you very much for our co-host today, American Chiropractic Clinics. Thank you very much, Dr. Marc. I enjoy myself with you.
Terima kasih, Serene.
Thank you all for joining us today. Till the next time, take care. See you. Stay in touch.